trying to make it all make sense.
The More You Know podcast.
So today I want to discuss something I heard Joey Diaz discussing on his podcast, and it has to do with the world-famous Comedy Store. So the Comedy Store has what they call regulars, and these are the comedians that regularly perform there on a weekly basis. And these are some of the best comics in comedy currently, including Joe Rogan, Bert Kreischer, Brendan Schaub, Joey Diaz, and more. So these are some of the biggest names in comedy, and this is where they regularly work. They put in hours every week testing their material and performing for the crowd's enjoyment at the Comedy Store. So understanding that these are some of the biggest comics in the world, some comics who sell out not only comedy clubs but large arenas, that they would be getting paid a fair amount to be performing there on a regular basis. Well, that's not the case. The Comedy Store always has, and still does, pay their comedians minimum wage. So at this point, the comedians like Joe Rogan, who are paid regulars at the Comedy Store, they get paid minimum wage, $15 an hour, for each set that they perform at. And so why I wanted to discuss this is because it brings up something very important about living a life of significance as well as pursuing a life of significance. Now, in the past, I've discussed the value of working for free, and effectively, all of these comedians are working for free because at the end of the day, that $15 an hour that they get paid doesn't mean anything. So what this means is that the money that you make from something really isn't what matters. It really means nothing. And while you do need money for financial security and being able to have a roof over your head and feed yourself, money is really not what's most important. What's important is doing your best, getting better every day, and surrounding yourself in an environment that's conducive towards creating that life of significance for yourself. So with this Comedy Store example, all of these comedians should be getting paid more than they are for the sets that they're performing. But they willingly do so for multiple reasons, including the community that's there and being able to bounce ideas off of each other and see some of the highest performers doing their thing so you can learn from them and improve yourself, as well as just overall increasing their personal brand and the notoriety surrounding what they're doing. If you're a regular at the Comedy Store, that shows that you have a certain level of reputability. So what this means is that you should stop prioritizing money and understand that you should be focusing on creating a life surrounding your passions and what you love in a way that creates significance in this world. If you're doing what you love and you're focusing on getting better every day, with time, the money will come as well. And along with that, as I've brought up in the past, there's value in working for free. So what this really comes down to is that you need to fall in love with the process and be going down some sort of process that surrounds what you're passionate about and what you truly love. And it must have significance towards it. And with this being said, you must be willing to do things out of love, out of passion, and not just simply to make money. If you're focused solely on money, it'll be very hard to create a life of significance for yourself and ever get to the point where you are living a life of significance. So if you're trying to figure out what to do with your life, or you're going down the process of pursuing your passions and what you love, remember that some of the greatest comedians in the world, comedians like Joe Rogan, they get paid $15 per set for what they do. And they've been doing so for decades. And it means nothing to them, because ultimately the experience, the community, and the potential surrounding the experience is what matters most to them. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it, check out other episodes, leave a review, and follow us on social media at More You Know Pod. Also, please don't forget about our sweepstakes. Retweet a clip with the hashtag #TheMoreYouKnow and new podcast from our Twitter for a chance to win a signed copy of my upcoming book, The More You Know. Tag 2 friends in the comments on a clip on Instagram for a chance to win a brand new copy of Dean Graziosi's Millionaire Mindset or Ed Milet's Max Out. Like us or share a clip on Facebook for a chance to win a book I have read that highly inspired me, signed by me with an inspirational message. Again, thank you for listening as we propel with podcasting through the More You Know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
No
Podcast.